you guys have talked about what's going on in the off-season an awful lot. Now you get to talk about football. How happy are you with that?
Just excited to kind of hit the reset button and get back into football. I think we did a lot of good things in the spring, and just looking forward to kind of picking up off that.
Brian, you know this. The older players will tell you a lot more than the coaches away from the game. And one thing that I've been shocked is to hear almost everyone, offense and defense, mention Kevin Jarvis to me in the offensive line. We all knew Luke Campbell was really good.
Yeah.
But they go, this Kevin Jarvis guy. Do you agree with that? Because I haven't had a chance to ask you. What's your summation of him? And because guard may be a place of need, do you think he's a guy that can play early?
Yeah, we've just done like OTA stuff that hasn't really been in pads, but he's been impressive. He came in and in good shape. He's 6'4", 300, and not fat, and he's a big, strong kid. And everything that we've seen, I think he, if he can pick up the playbook, he has a chance to help us this year. Respectfully,
one of the things the guy said to me is we don't know how he hits because we haven't had pads, but he's really worked and has an IQ for the game. Have you picked up on that?
Yeah, just what you've heard. I mean, just being around him, you can tell he's a kid who likes to stick his nose in there. So I don't have any questions about how he can hit. I think I have a pretty good idea on how he'll be. So I'm just excited to see that whole class and to see the younger guys keep working too, just because we have a lot of young talent in the O-line room for the first time in a while. So it's just fun to see those guys and get excited, how they get excited about playing, and it's just cool to see. So,
Brian, how have you guys gone about resetting?
Just after Penn State, even with everything that's happened, we've been kind of just focusing on reaffirming on how we are as a program and where we stand. So everything hasn't really been talking about wins. It's just kind of getting back to that mentality we've had and getting back to that mindset. And we think we're in a pretty good spot going into camp, and just that alone will take care of a lot of the problems. So.
Right. This group has, I think, fewer number of seniors on it, probably since you've been here.
Yeah.
Does that change kind of the dynamic of things, or how you go about it as a leader and stepping young guys?
Yeah, for sure. This is kind of the first time that it's been like that. We had a small senior class last year, but we've really been stressing just not just having senior leaders, but have other guys step up, and other guys who haven't been asked to be leaders or to fill positions they haven't been in before. But I think we've developed a pretty good nucleus of guys who really are stepping up and kind of embracing that opportunity as a young guy and just stepping into that role and really helping us out. Being the small senior class that we are.
Brian, when Mark was first here and the times in this program, they've succeeded when people outside maybe counted them out or discounted them. Has there been talk about that, or is that any sort of motivation this year for you guys?
It's always been about the guys in the room and always been about us. So we don't really listen to any of that, and we've just been focusing on us and getting back to that attitude, like I said. And once we get back in pads and can keep doing that and keep rolling with that, I think we'll be fine. Regardless of what people are saying outside. And everyone in the building is very confident of what we can do this year. So there isn't really any doubt or unconfident guys. Everyone's feeling really good going into camp. So.
Brian, there's a change in the schedule this year. You guys have played Penn State in that rivalry game the last week of the year every year for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Now you end up with Rutgers. Is that strange?
Not really. Just for us, that Thanksgiving week's always been Penn State, but just shuffle it around a little bit. Not a big change really.
What did that rivalry mean to you guys?
It's just a big game. Penn State's always a tough team, but it's just a couple weeks earlier this year, and we've always played them Thanksgiving week, and it's kind of students go home and stuff like that. So this year it'll be more guys in there.
And how about the flip side of that? Playing Rutgers at the end of the year, not a lot of history between the teams. Does that take anything away?
Not really. Rutgers is it's actually a pretty cool place to play at. They got a good stadium, cool environment. I remember my sophomore year is a pretty fun place to play at. So I'm excited to go back there as well.
Coach talked a lot about recentering and refocusing. Has there been a point this summer where you felt like things got a little more back to normal?
It was a point in November, and then it was a point again in January. So just reaffirming of who we are and getting back to who we are. I think that's a big thing we've been focusing on, not just talking about it but doing it. Everyone seems more focused. People are buying in more, and we're really just demanding a lot more out of each other. So I think it's cool to see, and it's definitely kind of starting to take place.
Was there a moment where you felt like it's getting back to a little more normal?
There wasn't like a defining moment, but it feels like it's getting back to having the chemistry and everyone being comfortable with each other and just having fun again, really.